All right. All right. There we go. How's everyone doing? Welcome to part 2 of stream class. All right. There we go. Oh, and I left my audio on. There we go. Welcome to part 2. Where is that? Stream class. All right. There we go. Oh, and I left my audio on. There we go. Welcome to part 2. Where is that? Stream class. This is what I'm talking about. This is why you do the stream journals, my friend. I actually have no idea where I have an open. I'm going to shut all of them down. This is what I'm talking about. This is why you no, it's here. Journals, my friend. I actually have no idea where. Mute. Boom. Boom. We got it. We still had a few minutes, so nobody saw that. Nobody saw that embarrassment. Yes, my name is Live says you literally have your stream tab open in the main stream. So I do. It's on a separate PC though that I'm recording from. So that's where the confusion was. I forgot I had my other machine on. That's what we call light mode. Yeah. Should I turn it to dark mode? No, we're going to leave it light mode. We're going to keep it real, I guess. I'm going to switch this. We're going to wait till everyone pops in. Oh, we've got a couple minutes. Hoping that the rest of the world will trickle in. And when I say world, I mean the rest of the class. I think we got about another minute before I said I would start. Parzano says, what do you call a cow with a twitch? Beef jerky. I love it. That's hilarious. That's a skill. The dad jokes are a skill. You know, we have 25 here watching. This may be the whole class. I was a little concerned when people asked if this would be recorded, if that meant that they wouldn't be here. Keep in mind, one of the sole reasons I do this on Twitch is A, because it's a game streaming class, and so it would be super lame if we had a game streaming class where you didn't stream online, and B, it creates the VODs. It's a lot easier to create VODs. Yola Swaggin says, is streaming my cats living their lives count as a stream? I think if you give commentary to what is happening in their lives. Parzano says, yeah, but I'll solely be streaming licensed games, so I need to get familiar with emulators real quick. Your sound is not working. Oh no. For everybody else, can everybody else hear me? Yeah. All right, everyone else can hear. Well, welcome to the second part of stream class. I'm excited. I hope you're excited. So the plan for today is to go over the basic setup of OBS and probably even Streamlabs. And I think what we'll go over is how to actually get to where you can start your stream through OBS on Twitch. And then I think I'll actually show you how to set it up on YouTube as well. Claire in a chair says, I'm curious about how streaming emulated games works. Good question. I'm going to have to look that up. I think technically some emulated games are not allowed. Yeah, OBS doesn't care, but I think there are some rules about emulated games. That sounds like a great topic for our class. Claire in the chair says, like, the legality of it. Yeah, that's the cloudy part. That's the cloudy part. Cloudy with a chance of meatballs. It doesn't mean people don't do it, but I think technically it is against TOS. Arcaticus says, if you're small enough, you don't exist, but you still need to know the rules. It's true. Because I know people are playing randomized Pokemons all the time. Yeah, they're playing randomized Zelda games all the time too. Full screen it and don't show the EMU and they can't prove it. Shh, come on, guys. That's offline talk, my friends. Okay, let's do this. So if we are going to, this is how we're going to do this. You guys are going to kind of guide my hands, as it were, on how we're going to set up a live stream. Essentially, I'm streaming on my streaming PC, and then my gaming PC is what we're going to set up to stream on OBS, which technically I think what we're going to actually do is I'll show you through the process to get streaming on Twitch. But since I'm already streaming, I'll get you up to the point where you have to push start streaming. But we could actually go live on YouTube, which would be kind of funny. Which BTW is against TOS too, so hopefully I don't get a strike for streaming the same content on both channels as an affiliate. If you're not an affiliate, streaming on multiple channels is perfectly okay. Okay, here we go. So to get started off, we're going to start with OBS. And I purposefully uninstalled it on this PC. So to find it, we're just going to Google search OBS Studio. OBS stands for Open Broadcast Studio. Or sorry, Open Broadcaster Software. Sunny Girl says, what does affiliate mean? So affiliate means that you can get subs and you get paid for advertisement and you're monetized. Essentially the lowest form of monetization on Twitch. So subs pay out, advertisements pay out. And when you're an affiliate, that means that you have an agreement with Twitch that you don't stream the same thing on multiple channels. Yeah, you can make some money. Yeah, if it's educational, like you said, if you're smaller, they don't pay attention, but they could if someone reported you. Okay, so OBS Studio. So we're going to click on this and it's called OBS Studio. So what you're going to do, you're going to pick your computer style, Linux, Mac, or Windows. We're going to click on Windows and it's downloading. Should be pretty fast. We're going straight through the install. I haven't done a fresh install in a while. It's one of those things that you install and you do updates, but you don't install as much. So welcome, setup, license. Yes. Sounds great. I'll hit next. By the way, OBS is completely free, which is nice. Gonna wait for that extract really quick. For anyone outside of my class, welcome to the stream. Sunny Girl says, will this session be available after class? Yes. So one of the perks to be an affiliate as well, and we'll go over it in just a second, is that it'll save your VODs for 90 days. And then during class, I'll talk about it too. But what I do with all of my VODs, I actually export them to YouTube, and that's automatic. So I can archive them all on YouTube as well. And then once you archive them on YouTube, you can set them to public, unlisted, or private if you don't want anyone to watch them. But honestly, it kind of acts as a nice free hard drive space for your videos. My name is Matt, says OBS actually the best NGL, free and better than most other software. It's true. All right, so completing this, we'll hit finish. And we'll pop it up. So here we go. Here is OBS, Open Broadcasting Software. Right here, this is it, the generic window. It comes in, this is the vanilla version, so I haven't done anything with it yet. So there's a number of things I can do here, but let's ask the studio audience, what's the first thing we might want to do to get set up here? Anybody's welcome to chime in. A video source, a stream key. So Drewster says video source. My name is Matt Live says stream key. Noisely says display cap. Connect your Twitch, make a scene. I don't know, you're the expert. Yes, well maybe that's I'm the host. I don't know if I'm the expert. I love having you guys answer this. All these answers are great. So we'll go down it. So the microphone input, that's a good one too. So I'm going to show you really quick. Here's the I'm going to move my microphone. Here's the webcam I'm using right now. For this PC that I'm going to set up. So I'm just using the go-to Logitech webcam. This is the one a lot of people use. I think there's a lower end version of it that's still 1080p for like $60 on Amazon, but I think they're kind of like a sub $100 webcam, and honestly, it does pretty well. So we'll start with that then. We'll start with the webcam and then go down the different things that everyone gave good answers, so we'll do all of that. So we're going to set up our webcam. So if you look over this thing, this is your display port. This shows what you're streaming, essentially. YOLO Swaggin 70 says, oh yes, my boyfriend uses that a lot. Keep in mind, I'm going to read everybody's comments for the most part, unless it's, not worth repeating. Just so when the VOD is played, that I'm not talking to nobody, anybody, no one. YOLO Swaggin says, I have a bear-shaped one. Oh, that's cool. Okay, so let's set that up. So we're going to go down here to their sources panel. Sources is just like it sounds. It's the sources of the input that you're plugging in to add to your Twitch stream. So I'll start with my webcam. So I have my webcam plugged in. So if I go down here under sources and I hit the plus button down here. You're correct. Twitch VODs do have the chat roll, so you can still watch them, but when I export them to YouTube, they won't. Yeah, because of YouTube. And honestly, I could put the chat roll in the video. I've thought about that a lot, but I always think they're so, like, I don't know, so noisy. But here we go. So I'm going to hit the plus button here in the sources panel, and you'll see it'll give me a whole bunch of options. So these are a lot of the options people have already mentioned. Sunny E Girl says, what are VODs? VODs means video on demand. It's just the YOLO Swaggins answered that as well. Video recordings of a stream, essentially, says my name is Matt. So we can add several things here. This is all the things we can add. We can add audio input capture. So that's like your microphone. Audio output capture to send it out. I can add a browser if I want to show a web browser that I want to be displayed on stream. Display capture shows the entire screen. Game capture will show just the game. Image will show just an image. If you want to import a PNG or a JPEG to have like maybe as a background or something, you can do that. An image slideshow, so you have it sliding through multiple images. A media source like a video. A scene, you can add text as well if you want to put just a text banner at the bottom of your screen. We're going to go over more of these in detail later on, but this is the basic version of this. We just want to get a basic stream up and running, right? And then you have your video capture device, which is like the Elgato. So if you want to play with your Switch, or you have like an Xbox that you want to just run into your PC, you would use a capture device. We'll talk about those later as well. And then a window capture, if you just want to capture a window. Okay, so first thing we want to do is we want to get our video capture, right? We want to get our webcam. So this is a video capture device. We're going to click on that. And you can change the name if you want. Like say you have multiple webcams and you want to name them so that you know which one's which. Like this one, we could just name Logitech or Logi. I kind of like calling them Logi sometimes. So we'll click create new. We want our Logi. Hit OK. And now we have our Logi. So you can hear up here at the top is our HD Pro webcam C920. That's what I'm using. You see it's a little bit washed out than the camera I'm using right now, but that's fine. And you can see behind me now, you can see my green screen. I even have a green chair, which I haven't set up. You can see it fading through the background a little bit. I haven't worried about it. So this works. It's at its device default for resolution. We're going to hit OK on that. And you can see right there, I have my green screen. All right, so I've got a stream within a stream now. This is magic. Okay. Yola Swaggin 70 says, we may talk about this later, but is OBS the one that has the auto caption system? Professor Ashley uses it for her lectures. So does Ryan Bound. 3D Mentor uses it for theirs as well. I think it is a plugin. I'm going to take a note of that as something we want to cover in class. I'd be happy to cover getting that set up in class. But I'm willing to say yes, because there are a lot of things you can do with OBS, a lot of plugins and different things you can do. Arcatica says, Ryan was so gracious for letting us use the grad lab. You're dang right. I hope everyone told him so. I hope everyone let him know. Okay, so here we go. So here you can see the webcam. I can actually grab onto the square and move it around wherever I want my webcam to be in my scene. So here's a little hot tip too. If you look on the new webcam version, can you see all this empty space right here? All this extra room, whether it was green screen or not. If this was like my bedroom, I'm using a lot of my real estate here. A lot of negative space. So an easy way to like mask that out, actually, if you hold down Alt and grab one of these corner handles of that box, I can actually kind of shrink the box so that I'm using less space, and I can adjust that. And then I can grab the whole thing, scale myself up or down. Pretty fancy. But that's it. So now I have, just getting ourselves up and running, I have my webcam working, which is kind of nice, right? But so we've got a video. I don't have anything in the background yet. But the next important thing I would kind of think of, someone mentioned this before, is possibly some audio, right? Because we want to be able to hear what we're saying. And I apologize for Nightbot. I should shut it off during the class. We'll talk about bots later. My Nightbot is a little bit of a Nazi. It helps. I have it configured to take out hate speech, or it actually finds a lot of people who would jump in my chat and be rude before I have a chance to. So it does some auto mod stuff for me. Twitch has some great auto mod stuff as well. We're going to cover that in the next couple of weeks, because I want to make sure everyone knows how to access all that stuff. I get to all that. Okay, so we have our camera set up. And I lost my audio. I'm going to reset it. Come on. There we go. Okay, so we have that up. I want to get audio set up now. Now, with this PC, I don't have a separate mic like I do right here. I just don't have an extra one to demo. But the Logitech actually has a built-in microphone. And so we're going to test that out. And I think what I can do is actually mute this one, so we can actually use the audio from that one. It'll be coming through a capture card, so it may not be the same quality it should be, but let's give it a shot. So we're going to hit that plus button again. And actually, technically, that Logi should have audio. So I'm going to try hitting that. And hit my properties. Huh. Well, let's try this different way. Normally the audio should pop up through that. I'm not sure why it is. Let's test this out. Let's test it out. Let's hit plus again. We're going to go to audio capture and add existing. I wonder. This is interesting. My name is Matt says, bruh, it's yelled at me for writing LMAO so many times. I just keep forgetting. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Okay, so this we're already running into an issue. I think because I'm overcomplicating this, running it through a capture card, but we're going to figure this out together. Baxter 900 says, welcome to the third constant of streaming. Nothing ever works right when you really need it to. It's so true. This is weird. So this is my fault for actually uninstalling OBS because I had it working before class. And then I decided, you know what? I'm going to take my class through scratch. But this is great because we're going to figure it out, and Baxter's going to help us figure it out too. So there it is. Okay, so audio is working there. Here's our Logi audio. So I'm gonna oh, okay. Let's see, create new. Audio output. I don't want audio output. I want audio input. But I'm gonna check this. So lock volume, unhide, rename. So we're gonna look up properties on the webcam for audio. Audio output mode, capture audio only. That should work. Output desktop audio. See if that works. Hello. Nope. No good luck. No luck. Oh, it made all mics muted. So this isn't muted as far as I can tell. See? Says there's advanced audio properties though. So capture audio only. So we're going to capture audio, which is great. Use custom audio device. Oh, it made them not register for input. So let's go to advanced property. Desktop audio, Logi, status is active. Monitor off. Mute monitor and output. Hello. Nope. Still not working. Does anyone have any ideas? This is fun. Balance, left, right. It's not saying. Okay. May not register the input. So let's try, let's figure this out. We can do it together. Okay, let's do audio input. Because so I can't add existing. Will this allow me? Oh, the microphone. There we go. Crap. Well, that did it, guys. Yeah, so GVGG said the way to fix Streamlabs is to go to the settings. That's the exact same thing I did here, so they must be using the same thing. So I went in and grabbed an audio capture device, so you can see right there that it is capturing my audio now through the input capture, which is weird that I can't hear it in my earphones. Because, okay, that's through my desktop. So I want to monitor and output, I think. My name is Matt, said Streamlabs is just a modified version of OBS. That's exactly the problem, right? Okay, so we want this to show up through our Streamlabs audio. So I'm going to try. I wonder why I can't hear it. Through my desktop. Oh, because it's my voice, right? I can't hear it. So I should be able to hear it. I would be able to hear it on stream. That is why, because I'm not monitoring it. But it is working, right? And so one of the things to pay attention to on your audio mixer, what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to actually end up streaming this on YouTube, and we'll just put it up on YouTube and see how the audio sounds. You probably don't want to monitor it. It will play through your headphones. Sometimes it bugs out the desktop audio. Yeah, so unfortunately, we're not going to monitor it. We're going to leave it at as is, and we're actually going to stream this on YouTube and see how the audio sounds. But the thing to pay attention to, if you're like right now, I'm talking pretty loud, and you notice I'm peaking up here in the red range on the audio, is you usually don't want to have that. And we'll go through some of our settings later of how to keep it from peaking like that. I've adjusted those on the Twitch stream, so it's typically not is staying within that yellow marker, but that's kind of the sweet spot. So you can kind of know that that's about where the loudness of your voice should be. Okay, so we have the audio working. We have the webcam working despite our little hiccup there, setting it up. What would you all like to see happen now? I'm assuming we want something in the background, right? Yeah. We'll go ahead and say yeah. So right now, I'm not playing a game right now. But I just want maybe the desktop that I'm looking at to be playing behind there. So to capture that, we're just going to click on the plus again, and I'm going to click on display capture. So remember, display shows your entire display. And just for fun, we'll do a couple different things. Window will show just one window if you don't want things popping up and other people seeing different things. Window is a good approach for that. You can show an image. We can pop in an image. Let's see. Just for fun, let's pop in an image. We'll click create new. I don't know what's on my desktop, so let's just find out. Let's just find one. Here's a picture of some Among Us dude. Let's do that. So you want this little Among Us guy on up here hanging out with me. You can just grab an image, just pop it right in there, right? Shrink that down. There we go. Now I have this little guy hanging out with me on stream. I don't know why that's cool, but there he is. Sunny Girl says you can choose which monitor. Yeah, if you have two monitors, you can choose which one. This computer I'm using only has one monitor. Architikas asked, I should read that, I'm reading ahead. Does that show both monitors? I just got a second one. Yeah, so under that, let's click on that. Let's go to that. So display capture. So you just click yes on that. Okay, so I have the display, and you can see right now it's showing my monitor, so it kind of shows that infinite portal into OBS world, which is awesome. But right here under the monitors, if you had 1, 2, or 3 monitors, you would just click right here under display, and depending on how many monitors you have, they'd all show up underneath that caret right there. So you'd be able to choose which monitor you want to use. So we'll hit OK on that. And there you go. We've got display there. Look at that. What? Psychedelic. Okay. But let's change it up a little bit just for fun. I'm actually going to kick off. Let's just start up Blender. We'll see it. We'll test this out because we just want to grab just this Blender window, right? So that we don't see all this mass confusion behind here. So Blender's going. Here you can see that it's the monitor out. It's Blender. This little eyeball right here, I can turn off that display so I can't see it anymore. But I'm going to hit plus again, and we're just going to do a window capture. And we could even name this one Blender if it's something we're going to do often. Blender or Maya or whatever. We're going to hit OK. And right here, it's pretty much the only window open is choosing Blender. But right here, we could choose Blender or Chrome. Whichever we wanted. But this is kind of cool because now I can hit OK. And now if I were streaming just Blender, I would never have to worry about pop-ups or things hopping up in my display, or maybe my mom sends me a message that I don't want it to be public. It would only show me whatever is in that Blender window, which is kind of nice. We'll just kind of fit this to the screen. So what I could do now, see the problem is though, is that Blender is on top. So it's the only thing I can see. I want to have my overlay underneath it. So right here in the sources, I can just grab that Blender. This is just like in Photoshop, drag it down to the bottom, and then immediately my webcam is overlaid over Blender. Sunny Girl says, oh, then I disappear. Yeah, so it's like Photoshop. The sources are just like Photoshop or Maya, a lot of that. Whatever is up at the top is what's on top, and you just drag that down to the bottom. And remember, you can always use the eyeballs to turn things off, right? So if I want to turn off my webcam, I'll just hit the eyeball, can't see me anymore, turn it back on, I can see me. Noisy says, usually I have game cap on top of my display cap to avoid sharing other things on your display. Yeah, people will do overlays or different things. The nice thing about this is that that Blender window should only ever show Blender. So it kind of saves you from seeing things you don't want to show. Next step, this isn't really part of the basics tutorial, but one of the things I wanted to show in this one too, only because I have a green screen. You don't have to have a green screen, but since I have one, I thought I'd show how to make that transparent if you'd like. Would you like me to show you all that? Yes, okay. All right, so this is pretty easy too, and we'll go over a lot of these settings later. But right here under our sources, once again, everything we've done so far has just been in the sources. And this is just with a fresh install, getting our webcam up, getting our audio working, and getting something on the background. So imagine that Blender's window that I opened up could also be a game that you're playing on your PC, and it would show up the same way. I would just have to minimize my OBS screen after I'm got it up and running, right? Okay, so let's work on the green screen. This is similar to like if you've ever used Adobe Premiere or After Effects or a lot of video editing software with green screen stuff. Very similar setup to that. So we are going to right click on my webcam, my Logi webcam, and we're going to click on the filters. We're going to add a filter to this. And later on in the class, we'll show some more of the effects and filters, but in a similar way, you have the plus and minus buttons here, and we're just going to add a filter. And here we have a bunch of options: apply LUT, chroma key, color correction, color key, crop and pad, image masking and blend, luma key, render delay, scaling aspect ratio, scroll, sharpen. Ton of stuff we can do to this. A ton of effects that we can add. The one we want to add right now is chroma key. So we're just going to hit chroma key, hit OK. And you can see by default, this is what it looks like. You want the back of this to be black. You can see I've actually got a ceiling fan going above, which probably isn't a great idea, but it's blowing on my green screen. You kind of want those flat and kind of as much as solid color as possible. But this is kind of my default. So it's on green. So notice if you click these carrots, you can choose blue, magenta, or custom, where you can actually use a color picker and select a color, or use the color picker, pick the screen color and choose one. Hit OK. And you can see apparently I chose unwisely because it messed me up. So we go back to green. And we can play like with the similarities and some of the stuff. If I tweak up the similarity a little bit, you can see I can start to get that all grayed out. So we hit close now. You can still see my chair a little bit, but it's all kind of transparent now, right? And this green screens, I don't know how popular they are on Twitch anymore. Many times it really depends on the genre of game you're playing. Like for me, doing art and then doing like the Mario Maker, streamers on those platforms tend to be less overlays and more character, more green screens. But many of the first-person shooters and those type of games, the big thing now seems to be showing off cool pads, I guess, that people live in. Mine's really boring, so I'm not going to show it. And the real estate isn't as important because many times, like in first-person shooters, the focus of that game is entirely at the center of the screen. So they can do a little bit more with the peripherals than you can in a game like Mario Maker, where the character moves to all different sections of the screen. It can kind of ruin the gameplay that you're watching to have the streamer covering it up. Sunny Girl asks, does it work with any green background? Yep. What some people will do is they'll actually paint their back wall green and do that. Like you could just hang up a green blanket if you wanted to. That would work. Some people will go to like Joann's and get some thick green like velvet. One of the most important things is just making sure it's lit uniformly seems to be the most important thing to making a green screen work well. So I've had some green screens in the past that like lights behind them shone through and that kind of thing. So, but anything green will work if it's a solid green. That's why you see a lot of streamers that will wear like green jumpsuits. So just their heads floating in the screen. So, okay, there we go. So now, Baxter 900 said if you can get a blue screen, it's harder to light, but it looks way better than a green screen. I believe it. So one of the problems with green is typically people don't wear as much green. But when I stream, I now have to avoid, I actually have several green shirts that I really like that I have to avoid because they're just see-through if I wear them. Okay, so next on the agenda, we're looking pretty good right now. Now we actually want to just go over just a little bit of our video settings really quick. Grab. So we got our webcam, we've got our microphone, go over some video settings. And this is the basic setting, right? Like when I do art streams, just like we did in class, I often use my overhead camera, which you can't really see. This is actually I'll show you, this is actually from earlier. This is the camera I use for my overhead camera. It's like a little clip-on camera that I bought off of Amazon for $20. What I like about this one is it's an HD camera, but it doesn't autofocus. So it kind of messes up. It's cheap, but what I like is I can focus it manually, and then I don't have to worry about it autofocusing when my hand goes in front of it when I'm drawing. But in that case, I use two webcams, and I would have set up two webcams, and I would have used that webcam for my backdrop like I did earlier. Yola Wagon says therapy gecko, all green screen, let's go. Except for like my eyes and my mouth, right? So I would just be a floating mouth and eyes. That would be perfect. Okay, so let's get this set up to stream. So let's go to some of our video settings. So here we have our OBS. Like I said, everything's ready to go. I can stream this already, but I want to get set up on Twitch to get my first of my 10 streams up and running, right? So I would click on File up here, and I'm going to go to Settings. So I'll click on my settings, and you see here you have several things to look at here. You have your general, your stream, your output, your audio, your video, and your hotkeys. So I'm going to look at that really quick. If I click on my stream key, you can see automatically it's set up for Twitch. Twitch is super easy to set up on OBS. So if you're logged into your web browser on Twitch, all you have to do is leave it on connect account and use stream key. And I will just hit Twitch, connect account, hit OK. Oh, and that didn't work. Why did that not do what I wanted it to? Okay, we're going to keep it on Twitch. So we have Twitch, connect account automatic. There we go. So I hit connect account automatically. You then have to actually log into your username and password. Dang it, I don't want to do that. I can't even remember my password. That's a problem. Oh, is that Therapy Gecko? Does he do the green screen? I feel like I have to do this. All right. See if I can remember it. And my password, which you cannot see, thank goodness. What is my password? I love this real life stuff. Okay, we're going to try this. Okay. I'm going to shut this down for a second. Hold on. Hold on. Let's do this. There we go. Now you can see a notepad. Boom. My other camera. Wow, what a mess. What a mess. You don't want to look at my garbage. Okay. While I get my token. YOLO Swaggin says, you got this, Professor. I love this. I love this. This is the awesome thing. This is going live to 33 people. Okay, we can do this. Got my Twitch code. Okay, so then I have two-factor authentication on, so it's sending me my code via the beauty of the internet. And this is a good lesson to learn. This stuff that I'm showing and I'm actually hiding right now, you don't want anyone to ever see. Arcadicus says garbage reveal stream. Yep. That's why I'm not showing my office. I'm actually in the middle of cleaning my office. Dumpster unboxing. That's hilarious. Okay, so now I'm connected. Let me go back. Okay, so I just put in my codes, two-factor authentication. You always want to make sure that you never, ever show your stream key on chat. So now I've auto-connected to Twitch. So I'm going to hit apply. And this is kind of cool. This is something that wasn't always on OBS. So I'm going to hit apply on this. And it has a couple nice little pop-ups that come up. Let me hit OK. It has a couple of pop-ups that come up when you connect to Twitch. Is it automatically gives you your chat and your stream information, which is kind of handy. These they're kind of undocked right now, but I can dock them into the side of OBS. This is what I usually do on my stream on my main channel, is I'll dock my chat and my stream information over on the sides. And now right here under the title of your stream, as you can see, that's the title of my current stream right now because it's connected to my Twitch account. And you can see everybody's chat right now going on right here. Sunny Girl says, oh, no doxing yourself or losing your account. That's correct. And right here you can see, so my title is the class name, game streaming class, setting up OBS and SLOBS. Categories, just chatting. I can change all those and then hit done. And that will set my title and my notifications and everything that go off on my stream. And then right here, I can see my stream chat in OBS while I'm streaming. So now I'm all connected to Twitch, right? The one thing I haven't done is really looked at my audio and video settings. So I'm going to do that really quick because I want to make sure I'm set up right. And so under File again, I'm going to go to Settings and go to, let's see, go to my video. And right now I have it set to, the video's coming in at 920 by 1080, which is full resolution. But my output resolution is actually 1280 by 720, which is a lower resolution. Technically, it's considered high quality output. It's a little low. So you can change that if you want right here. Back to 1920 by 1080. Typically, sorry, losing my train of thought. Typically, Twitch will never allow you, won't stream you higher than that anyway. So there's no point in going higher. If you have a 4K resolution webcam, there's no point in going above 1080. My name is Matt Live says yes. Yeah, technically people expect 1080. There've been I've seen a lot of streamers stream lower than that, and it's true. People will complain if you're streaming lower than that, 720. Sometimes that depends on your bandwidth. We'll talk a little bit about your bandwidth and your internet settings as well as we go along in this class. A little point in case, one thing I want to mention to everybody as you start your first streams right now is you never want to stream over Wi-Fi. So if at all possible, you want to get a Ethernet hardwired to your computer when you stream. Otherwise, you're going to have a bad time. You're going to have latency lag. You're going to have a stuttering stream, and you will be like down res to a smaller resolution. So we'll mention that over and over again. Most of the time, if students are having tech issues, a lot of it can be attributed to your Wi-Fi. And even if you think you have a really fast Wi-Fi speed, you may have really fast Wi-Fi at your home, but it still has issues with streaming. Because if you think about it, the data is being sent via little packets back and forth. And part of that problem is if you're streaming in real time and some of those packets get there first before other packets, even though it's fast, you're going to have issues. YOLO Swag in 70 says, my motherboard doesn't support Wi-Fi and I haven't gotten a Wi-Fi card, so I'm only Ethernet. Don't cry. That's a good thing. Yeah, 720 is fine. To tell the truth, I've gotten away with 720 just fine. If you go lower than that, I've had people try to watch me on larger TVs and they've complained. But yeah, having the Ethernet is the only way to go. Yeah, if you're affiliate, you can go a little higher resolution. Okay, so we're going to look at, those are our video settings. Output, your stream, audio, video. Okay, we're going to look at that. General. So I'm just kind of flicking through these. Okay, we'll leave it at that. Under advanced, we won't go over a lot of these settings. You can adjust your bit rate and change a lot of things. I think OBS and Streamlabs are both kind of good at detecting a lot of that and fixing a lot of it too. Doubt you really have to worry about viewer battery life if you aren't affiliate. LOL. Parzano says, love that internet or that Ethernet. Yeah, you got to have Ethernet. You got to go back to the way it was. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to think. That is about everything we wanted to cover today. Twitch auto output is good. Your bit rate, you could change the bit rate to higher if you wanted to, or just leave them at the default. CPU usage is fine. Recording audio, replay buffer, audio output mode. Yep. Okay. So that is getting set up on Twitch. So we've got everything, so we'll save our changes. We've got everything set up to stream. If I hit, I don't know what would happen if I hit start streaming right now. I've never done it where I'm streaming. Can I stream on 2 PCs? I think Twitch would hate me. Yeah, we were going to talk about how to stream to YouTube as well. Okay, but before we get started, here's what we do. All we have to do now to get streaming on Twitch is hit start streaming right there. That gets us online on Twitch. It would show up on my dashboard. Okay. I don't know what they would do. I think there would just be a conflict between the two. I'm not going to try it because I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to cross the streams. I'm trying to save my channel points for hydrate. I'll hydrate anyway. Okay, my friends, here we go. So start stream right down here. Boom, you're streaming. Now, keep in mind, if you're not affiliate, Twitch will only save your VODs for a short amount of time. I'm trying to remember how much it is. It might be like 3 days or a week. If you get affiliate, they will save them for 90 days. And then I think as partner, they save them forever. This is information we'll cover later. One of the things to keep in mind, if you want to save your footage, if you want to save your VODs, honestly, the best way to do it is to record as you stream, because it's going to save that high res version. If you're outputting to Twitch at 720, or it even lowers your resolution and scales it to something lower than 720, that is what will be saved to Twitch. If you're on Wi-Fi and the reception is laggy and your video is stuttery, and that's what other people see, that's also what's going to be saved in your VOD. So if you want a nice, crisp, clean recording, say if you want to re-upload this to YouTube or show it off for some other video or save that video, the safest, bestest bet for that is to actually record it through OBS while you're streaming. Yeah, it might be 2 weeks. I can't remember. I'll double check it. Oh, you can save for 30 days with non-affiliate. That's awesome. Yeah, you can watch the bottom of OBS for frame drops, etc. Down at the bottom. So that's it for these controls. We could go into deeper stuff, but we'll leave it at that. Virtual camera is what I use for like Zoom calls. I can actually use OBS as a virtual camera for Zoom. That's how I'm able to show my clipboard and stuff on Zoom and edit my camera and my position. Sunny Girl asks, can I use start recording and start streaming simultaneously? Yes, you can. And you can also go into the settings and make it so they both start and stop together. You can also set up a hotkey for them like F9 or F8 or something like that. Yeah, GVGG 121. It will save them for 30 days, but you will always save a higher quality recording if you save it from OBS, if you record and stream. The only thing is it takes a lot of hard disk space. So that is one of the reasons, like, I'm always make sure I have a good internet connection. I'm using Ethernet because it's more convenient, maybe not as smart, to just export those VODs back to YouTube. Yeah, you'll see once you start streaming. That's why these first 10 streams are just practice. They're for you to make mistakes and just have fun with it. Okay, so we hit start. We're done. So start virtual camera. So if I hit virtual camera, it'll actually turn OBS on. I was just mentioning that. And then you can actually use that as a Zoom camera. My name is Matt says you can also separate audio channels with recording onto the device, which makes editing stuff easier in post. Yeah. Yeah, this is just literally the tip of the iceberg with OBS. What I've tried to do here is just have a quick start guide. But yeah, we could go in depth and definitely like make you not want to touch OBS probably. It gets pretty deep. And the nice thing about OBS is they say it's harder to get started with, but it's really not that hard. But the amount of plugins and additions and adjustments you can make to it is stronger than Streamlabs and a lot of the other stuff out there. But we can cover Streamlabs really quick in just a minute. My name is Matt says I export with 5 channels: Discord, mic, Spotify, desktop, and noise. That's awesome. So then you can take out like Spotify and other stuff as a separate channel. That's pretty cool. Yola Swaggin says we can use an external drive to save the start recording device, right? Like pick where it saves. Yeah, you can. So let's look at that. Let's look at that really quick in settings. So I believe that's under output. So you choose where you want it to. Why aren't simple? Let's go back to advanced. Why does simple look like this? That's interesting. So under simple, output mode simple, you can actually look at here. So my recording path is users Gabe videos. So that's where all my recordings save to. And you can set your recording format as well. MP4 is the safest one, but you can also do like .mov or MKV, FLV, all that. For some reason, I always do MKVs, but to each their own. Recording quality, you can adjust if you want to change the recording quality to a different quality bar. Maybe you want to save some space on your computer. The software, if you have, I think the way it works is if you have a really good graphics card, you can use that and use the hardware renderer. But then you use the software for if you don't have a really great graphics card and you don't want to take up any of that while you're playing a game, you would use software. Yeah, you can save it to save somewhere else. Define great graphics card. I'm gonna be honest here. I think that some of you would be a lot better at defining great graphics cards. I think anything that's current would be considered good. It's really going to affect streaming. Like, that's where I'm not the expert at graphics card. I'd say whatever is the latest and greatest. Graphics cards are really hard for me. So I'll tell you a little story. When I first started streaming, I stream on this little Intel Nook. They have them at the school, and I've been using it and playing. I remember I wanted to play Anthem when it first came out, and I knew one of the producers on that game, and they gave me a code for it, and I was really excited to stream it. And I actually tried. That was a lesson for me. Is I tried streaming it. I tried streaming it on that dedicated PC, streaming and playing it. And while it actually looked okay on my screen, my display, because Anthem was more graphics intensive and CPU intensive, it had enough power to play the game, but then to encode it to video format to stream live, it ended up being all choppy and crappy. And it was because of that experience that I actually began to prefer like the 2 PC setup, because you can have two mediocre PCs or one semi-decent PC and then a less powerful PC to use to actually encode the stream. And we'll talk about that later, that I kind of switched to that, and it kind of made things a lot more easier for me. Sean MP4 says I use a 1070 and I can stream basically anything at 1080p, 60 frames per second. Yep. So YOLO Swaggins, if you got a 2070, I think you'd be fine. Why would you want to play Cyberpunk? For the experience. I don't know. I haven't played Cyberpunk. Okay, let's continue. So to stream on YouTube is a little bit of a different beast, but it's not that different. So we are going to actually go, I'm going to actually not hit live on this yet though, because I don't want to show my YouTube stream key. But under YouTube, I'm going to show this. I also want to show here under the settings what else you can stream. So you've got Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Restream, Twitter, and then you can show all. You've also got, you've got a lot here. These are all the different platforms you can stream to with OBS. I mean, basically everything you can stream to. Trovo, YouTube, all this other stuff. I don't know why it says 17 live. That sounds, I don't want to show everything. That's funny. So we're going to go back down to YouTube here. YouTube, so to stream on YouTube, you actually go to YouTube RTMPS. I'm not sure what that stands for, but you actually need a stream key to stream on YouTube. And I'm not going to show the stream key. Yeah, I think it's actually posting my Twitch stream key there that's hidden. But if we go to YouTube, got a kid banging on my door now. This is classic live class on stream. Okay, so I've got to pause for just a second so I can go find a nice safe place for this 2-year-old that's banging on my door. This is the text, my friends. We showed you the text that you can add. This is one of those examples of text that you can add to your screen to say, we'll be right back. After these messages, we'll be right back. Okay. All right, sorry about that, everybody. Okay, so welcome to pandemic streaming. Okay. Okay, so where were we? So we wanted to show the YouTube stuff really quick. So, okay, so I'm gonna, yeah, I'll just lower that. So under YouTube, here's the trick with YouTube, my friends. Yes, all the Adobe stuff. So YouTube, right up here in your channel, you click on create and you'll see these different little choices here. You have one that says upload a video, go live, or create a post. Now keep this in mind. If you click on go live on YouTube, you have to sign up 24 hours before your first stream you ever do. So if you want to do YouTube for your 10 streams, and say you wanted to stream tomorrow, they take 24 hours before they approve you to go live. Don't ask me why. I guess they have to vet you before you go. They've got to have a reason for it. Unlike Twitch, I think you can pretty much go live immediately. You can see the last stream I did on YouTube was the first 30 minutes of Borderlands 3. I was checking out Borderlands 3 in gaming. And so the difference between Twitch and in YouTube is you set all of your title, your category, and your info before you actually start streaming in YouTube. And then what I would do is set my stream key to default stream key RTM variable. And here's my stream key. So I can actually just copy that here without you seeing it, which is nice. But before I can go live on YouTube, I actually have to set that up in OBS. So really quickly, we're going to do that really quick. We're going to set up for streaming in YouTube. And so right here, I would say on my stream, we're going to switch this to YouTube, RTMPS. And we definitely don't want to show this, but I've copied it. So I'm going to Control V it, hit apply, boom, hit OK. You can see my little chat docs left because I'm no longer in Twitch. I am now streaming to YouTube. If I hit start streaming, it'll actually stream as the first 30 minutes of Borderlands 3. But that's not what I'm doing here. I'm going to edit this. We're going to say testing out OBS settings for stream class. And you have to talk like a robot while you input it. It's kind of the rules. And here I would say... have fun. Have a good time watching this. I don't know. We could write something. We could say that we're doing this for class. No doxing. I don't think I doxed myself, did I? Would you guys let me know if I doxed myself? Sunni Girl says it asked me to pick built-in webcam or streaming software. Is that for YouTube? So YouTube, I believe you'd pick streaming software, which is OBS. Okay, so here we go. Here are my settings. Right there, I've got my title, my description, public, category is gaming. You actually make a thumbnail for YouTube here, and then you can select if you want it in a particular playlist on your YouTube channel. You go through a lot more settings in YouTube. Is this made for kids? Yes or no? No, it's not. You can add all your tags in here. I'm just going to leave all this the same for this one. There's no game title. This is just chatting. And we're going to hit save on that. You can see testing out OBS is all in there. So now I'm going to hit start streaming. I like how you can see through me a little bit. I'm transparent. So now if I hit start streaming, it'll ask me, are you sure? Are you sure you want to start your stream? And I'm going to hit yes. Yes, I'm sure. And just like that, I am now live on Twitch and YouTube simultaneously. And you can see right here on YouTube Studio, you can see the little version of me up here. And I can wave to everybody. The biggest difference is it's only what you see on that PC. So you don't have all the extra stuff. Here you can see your concurrent viewers. You can see I have an awesome group of people watching me of 0. My chat rate 0, my playback 0. So a lot of the same. This is what I'd be looking at to communicate with my chat instead of OBS. Right here would be the chat that everyone can see me live, would be talking to me publicly. My name is Matt says, what? Mine doesn't ask that. LOL. Yeah, mine still does. So now we've gone all the way through downloading OBS, getting it all set up, connecting it to both Twitch and YouTube, and going live on YouTube. Does anyone have any big questions? Does anybody want to see how to set up Streamlabs? And then, of course, right now on YouTube, if I want to end the stream, I would just go back to OBS and click on Stop Streaming. Boom. And it'll ask me yet again, do I really want to stop streaming? To that, I would say, yay, I do. And now my YouTube stream will end. And YouTube should actually pop up and ask me what I want to do with that stream. Yeah, I can show Streamlabs. So we'll check out Streamlabs really quick. Streamlabs is going to be incredibly similar to OBS, other than it has a wizard that kind of does the setup, at least from the last time I set it up, but we'll go through the process. So that's the YouTube setup. So let's go to, there we go. So there, we'll end the stream. It's kind of weird it didn't do it. I thought I always did it normally. The nice thing is, like, after the stream is ended on YouTube, it pops up this little thing that says, oh, wow, apparently 3 people watched that hot garbage. So I hope they enjoyed it. I went average watch time. It actually showed you there, 16 seconds. Duration was 2 minutes. Total watch time, all right, 49 seconds. Kind of gives you all the details on that. So we will close out of that action. We'll just dismiss that. Okay, so let's close out OBS. Close that sucker out. And now we'll check out Streamlabs. So to download Streamlabs OBS, I just Googled Streamlabs OBS. According to Streamlabs, it's the best free live streaming software on something. Technically, it is free. To get all the premium features, you have to pay, which is the way it works. As you can see, Pokemon and Matt Heafy, they're the face of Streamlabs. So they have money to pay some of these influencers to advertise them. So we're going to download Streamlabs. Click this round button right here. We can actually close out of Streamlabs now. Boom. It's downloaded. We're going to install. Yola Swaggin says, after Streamlabs, can I ask about some Twitch things? Absolutely, my friend. My name is Matt says, isn't that the lead guitarist of Trivium? I think it might be. He's a rock star. It said on there he was a rock star. That's all I really need to know. GVGG says there are some overlays that are free that are... Yeah, that's kind of their thing, is they give you some free overlays and different stuff. So licensing, I agree. We'll install it where it says. Well, there you go. Great band. I guess if you like Trivium, definitely use Streamlabs. Streamlabs OBS or OBS, like, you can't go wrong with either of them. Streamlabs OBS is that free version of OBS. They have just added some features to it and made it a paid service. So we're going to run Streamlabs OBS. Here's the nice thing. Since we already set up OBS though, and this is going to speed up our process just a little bit, is it should ask me whether I want to just import my OBS settings. And it actually imported them natively for me. Look at this. Sources are Logi, window capture, audio capture. It already did that for me. And it says go live. So here's the problem. I don't see anything up here though. So it did not send me through anything. What if I just hit go live? Could not access specific stream. This is not as easy as I remember, my friends. So let's go to settings. So these settings are actually, the monitor one is off. They all feel off to me. So this has all the same similar settings as OBS. They have just a few more though. So stream right here, streaming services. is Twitch. Just like we said, auto is recommended. Done. Why doesn't it automatically set up though? The monitor 1 is off. Oh, I see what you're saying. I don't know if... Oh, there it is. Crap. Okay. So let's see if we can get Logi to work then. Done. Okay. There's that. Check this out. So it actually saved my other settings. So it's just set up a little bit differently. But all those things that I set up in OBS, it found them and added them. I still have to adjust some of this, but like even my chroma key was left intact. So under here, window capture, we'll see if we can find the blender again. So we can just hit done on that. So that worked. My audio capture is messed up. Default microphone done. So now that should be working, but it's not. Oh, there it is. So my audio capture is working. All sources visibility seem off. So anyway, so it actually imported all those OBS settings. I just had to double click on those and reset them. No, OBS wasn't still open, interestingly enough. So stream though, streaming services right there, Twitch, auto recommended, show, oh, log on. Okay, so same diff. So under Streamlabs, you can log on to YouTube, Facebook. It's interesting they have an auto log on for YouTube though. So we'll click on Twitch. Once again, I have to go through all this. Try not to dox myself. Oh, and I have to get another token. So I'm going to hide this once again from y'all. Boom. Enjoy that. Garbage reveal. Pretty much. Oops. Okay, so here we go. I just did the token, so we authorized Twitch, and there you have it. Now I'm connected to Twitch, so I could just hit go live. Really, this is weird though. So I could go. The nice thing in here is you can actually go in here and select alerts. And some of you, so I'm not gonna lie, like it's been a while since I used Streamlabs. I used to really love it, but now that I've gone back to vanilla OBS, the perk to going to Streamlabs was that it was supposed to be automated, way more user friendly, easier to set up everything, blah blah blah. And so I'd used it primarily for a while. Then I switched back to OBS. And coming back to Streamlabs now seems more complicated than vanilla OBS, if I'm going to be honest with you. Either of them are just fine. They're going to both do the exact same thing. They're both going to make you go live. But I guess the perk to Streamlabs is it has a bunch of bells and whistles built into it. Like you can set up alerts, some widget themes, a bunch of stuff that definitely might be worth your time looking into. Your stats, you can find those on Twitch anyway, which I'll show you guys later, and all that good stuff. But that's getting Streamlabs up and running. My name is Matt, says vanilla seems marginally more user-friendly without random icons like Streamlabs. Yeah. I'm going to show you how I actually use a software called Stream Elements with OBS. And so not to get in too much detail, the way Streamlabs is actually more CPU intensive because all of its alerts and overlays are in their software. So it actually has to use your PC to run them. I use a web service called Stream Elements to run all of my alerts and overlays. And that's all web-based, so it doesn't use any of my CPU power. And the only difference is that's built into Streamlabs, while Stream Elements that I use is a separate service. But I like the control I have over it. So we'll go over all that later. I was doing my best to keep things less complicated, but that's setting up Streamlabs. Essentially, I used all the same settings that I would have in OBS, and it's basically ready to go. Yeah, browser capture is super easy. You just basically plug in your HTTPS, and I'll talk about that later too. So let's close this really quick. One setting that I wanted to have, someone was asking about Twitch stuff, is I'm going to go to my dashboard really quick, my creator dashboard. And a lot of times this is where I actually monitor my stream other than OBS. So all the stuff we saw this doing in OBS, the website of Twitch actually does the same thing. So you can see my chats down here. You've got a few more things though with the Twitch dashboard. If you click up here, you have back to Twitch, channel, account settings, but this is my Twitch dashboard. It shows you all your recent follows. So you can see I actually got quite a few follows this stream because of all my students. So thank you. But I turned off my alerts because I didn't want, when I'm teaching school, I don't want a whole bunch of follow alerts and all that junk going off. So I purposely turned them off. So that's awesome that I got those follows. But this is cool. The Twitch overlay actually shows you. But one of the things I wanted to show you for when you're first starting out is keep in mind, Twitch will not automatically save your VODs if you don't go in and hit the setting. So usually every student that goes through their first 10 streams can never do a clip or look at their VOD from their past streams because it doesn't save it. So you actually have to go in under content. Actually, I think it's just under settings, not content. So under your stream settings, I'm going to click that. You can see here's your stream key. Never show that to anybody ever, especially online, or they will steal your account and stream and get you banned and do bad stuff. They will do terrible stuff with your stream account. So don't ever do it. Don't ever let that number be shown to anybody. And trust me, they look for it. Here in your VOD settings right here, by default, this is set to not store past broadcasts, and then you don't have to publish them if you don't want to, but you can turn this on and off. Like if I don't want to store past broadcasts, then they will just be streamed live and never to be seen again. But if I click that, then it stores them to your page. Yola Swaggin says identity theft is not a joke. So true, my friend. Keep your identities safe. Keep them secret, keep them safe. My name is Matt Live says, even if you click off fast enough, they'll just clip and take a screenshot. Yep. I've seen, we've probably all seen those videos where somebody actually showed like a URL of their bank account, and people are sneaky snakes, and they will do bad things. Take care of yourselves. But this was the big thing I wanted to show you on your VOD settings, is make sure you set that to store your past broadcasts if you want to end up making clips. So even if you watch past broadcasts, you can then make clips. For someone just mentioned, if you're not an affiliate, it sounds like they will store your video for 30 days. If you're an affiliate, it's 90 days. Like I said, if you're a partner, I think it's forever. Clips, if anyone ever makes a clip, those are forever. They'll save those forever. So these are several of the clips that have been made of me over the last couple of years, I guess. Not a lot, but there they are. Okay. So that's the stream manager. Does anyone have any questions? I think this is the end of class. That's how to go live via Twitch or YouTube, how to run Streamlabs or OBS. I can get you some more details on Streamlabs. But I went through kind of the nuts and bolts of OBS, which is very similar to getting set up on Streamlabs. My name is Matt says, I think I might have some clips from high school. That's awesome. All right. I'm assuming. So I know there's like a 15-second delay when I ask a question. But that you know, so here's what we'll do. I'll actually end class now. You're all free to go. You're awesome. Take a look at the assignments. Make sure you know what they are. If you have any questions, hit me up on Discord or any of the TAs, and I'm happy to help. I'll stick around for the next 10 minutes for anyone who has any questions that I can help out with, or at least take notes so I can find the answers for you. Yola Swaggin says, I have a slightly silly question, but I don't use Twitch a lot, so it might be a simple answer. The comments that get voiced over are just donation ones, correct? You adjust that via settings, so I think you can set it up so they can use points to do that as well. Random game show, what are your computer specs? Oh, let me find out. Let me find out for you. 1 second, my friend. So I have two computers. My streaming PC that I'm actually doing the streaming on is an old NUC from school. So it's an old PC from school, and the other one was one that was donated from Intel as my gaming PC. Okay, let me find out. I'm gonna switch my screen for just a second though. As fun as this is, we'll leave it here. Here, I'm just gonna, we'll do this too. We'll just embiggen myself. Okay, so let's see what my specs are for my under my gaming PC. And then I'll find out for my streaming PC. I don't think they'll impress you. Okay, so my specs, so my processor is an i9-7900X CPU, 3.30 gigahertz, 10 core processor. My graphics card, let me find it. My graphics card, so that's my processor. Where is my graphics card? I know I can find it. I'm smart enough. Yeah, where the heck is my graphics card? Let me try this. Okay, it's a 1080i, 1080 Ti. So there you go. Not the craziest ever, but it does the job. I should. Random Game Show says Intel with 4-digit numbers on its name are the last generation, but if you are going to buy new hardware, Look for 5-digit numbers Intel, especially i9. If you are a Ryzen person, look for 5000 series for you're awesome. GTX is good. RTX is overkill for games, but long-term RTX is still awesome. Yeah, I'm using GTX 1080 Ti. Sean MP4 says, for the 10 streams assignment, do you want us to stick with 45 minutes to an hour, or is it okay to go longer? It's okay to go longer. But for the assignment purposes, the 45 minutes to an hour. But that means if you do go 2 hours in one day, that does not count as 2 streams. You can only do it once per day. I love all this PC building talk from all of you. So Canny Ing asked, do I have to turn on the camera when I'm streaming? No, you do not. You do have to turn on the microphone, but not if you don't want to. If you're not comfortable with the camera, leave it off as you get used to streaming. I can tell you, do you guys want to know how I go about choosing a new computer? When I need a new PC or I have questions, I ask somebody like you or like AJ at work. You are very welcome, my friend. Random Game Show says my laptop is 4600H CPU with GTX 1650 and it works well when I'm streaming in Facebook. Very cool. Yeah, let's see what my Intel NUC is. I know on my NUC the graphics card has been discontinued and they won't update the drivers anymore for it, which makes me super sad because it has issues like running Maya and stuff now. And I am too lazy to work on getting a new computer. Yeah, so my NUC, my streaming PC, the one I actually use to encode and stream, has an i7, a 4-core i7. So it's much older. And display is, oh my goodness. You don't even want to know. HD graphics 630. So it's terrible. How do I feel about Facebook streams? I feel fine about Facebook streams. If you want to stream on Facebook. So the rule for the class is it's live and it's a live streaming service. So Facebook gaming is great. YouTube is great. We'll talk about the differences during class. There are pros and cons to each one of them. But there's nothing wrong with Facebook gaming. Trovo, you can stream on Trovo if you want to. Technically Twitter, you could stream on Twitter. Claire in the chair says, if anyone is having trouble snagging a GPU, I know a website that plays a notification noise whenever one gets back in stock. Oh, that's cool. Yola Swaggin says, I know it's almost end of class, but I have one more queue. Yeah, feel free to ask questions. Class is effectively over. I'm just sticking around to answer your questions, my friend. I'm here for you, YOLO. I'm strictly here to hang out with YOLO. The Chompy says, where's Mario? I'm here, Mario Maker, here for Mario. Will we talk about streaming things like cooking and baking? Yes, we will. How does that work equipment-wise? Well, I'll show you. Well, here's an example of equipment you could use for baking. So this is that same webcam that we used earlier. I've got a couple of them. And then this is actually a webcam holder I bought off Amazon for like under $10. And what's nice with this kind of a thing is it extends a little bit, but it also moves, right? So if you were like cooking and you wanted a shot above your food or on you or that kind of a thing, really you'd use your laptop. Some people would stream with their cell phone if you really wanted to. You can easily stream with your cell phone, but if you want like in-camera stuff or separate stuff, like a webcam on a laptop or anything like that would work for cooking. For like my drawing stuff, very similarly, like you could use this for cooking as well. Like I kind of showed you like this is a cheap arm I bought off Amazon for drawing, so that I can hook this arm to my desk. It's just a cheap mic arm, so I can move the camera around easily to wherever I want. If I'm doing an art stream, really the fundamentals are there. Like if you're cooking, it's totally up to you. I mean, you could have, oh God, this is just whipping all over the place. You could totally just have double webcams if you wanted. One on you, one on the food. One like you. I think there's a number of things you do. I think for cooking, a lot of times they just have a webcam kind of high enough so it shows the cooking and the stove that you're cooking on, and a lot of that is you talking to the camera. But I think there's a number of ways to do it. Yola Swaggin said, "Oh yes, laptops. I forgot those exist for a minute. Not gonna lie." Random game show. I'm sorry I missed your comments earlier about building computers, but I love the chat. For anyone that's here for Mario Maker, class is over. I usually stream Tuesday nights, but I need to readjust my entire streaming schedule because I now teach for about 14 hours straight on Tuesdays, and I need to readjust. Yola Swaggin, anytime, my friend. Thanks for asking your questions. And have an awesome evening. Since we still have 15 viewers, is anyone... I wonder if anyone like 3D Mentor is streaming still. Let's find out. No luck. Random Game Show said, yeah, 14 hours is crazy. So I can't, so I'll still do my Mario Maker probably on Wednesday and Thursday and Friday night. I'm just going to switch them around. You got to have the streams that are just for you. And those are kind of like my release time that I at least get to do some gaming. Random Game Show says, here's a small hack. If you have a very strong laptop, just buy a second monitor and your main monitor for your gaming monitor and the other one for your OBS and looking on chat. I think that's a great idea, Random Game Show. My camera fell. It's a mess. It's a real mess when you're trying to show your equipment while you're using your equipment. It's a trick. It's fun. All right, that is it, my friends. Everybody who's still sticking around, you're all awesome. I will post I'll post the VOD up on Canvas. Everyone have a good night.